Right, first things first, ignore the fact I'm filming this in an empty bar. I currently don't have a permanent location at the minute, which I'll go over in future videos. But in this video, I'd like to talk about what has happened to my print-on-demand store. So if you've been following along on this channel, you'll know I had a very, very good start to the year. I had over 2,500 sales across Shopify and Etsy, nearly £70,000 in revenue, and at a 50% profit margin in January, February and March, I'd made close to £35,000 in profit. However, in April and May, those numbers completely fell off a cliff, and in today's video, I'd like to talk about what went wrong and how you can avoid making the same mistake that I made. Okay, so in the name of transparency, I'm going to show you my Shopify analytics from January through to May, show you how it dropped off and just give you the reasoning as to why this has happened. I do think a lot of YouTubers do lack transparency, and if this happened to a lot of people online who have a school community, try and sell information, they would not be this transparent and say their business isn't necessarily struggling, but isn't doing as good as it was the previous month. So in January, you can see, started the year off very strong, £3,800 in sales, 129 orders. Moving on to Feb, 830 orders, £24,000 in sales. March, biggest month of the year, 1,190 sales, £33,000 in sales. So keep that figure in mind, 33,000. We go to the following month and we hit £389 in sales and just 24 orders. Moving on to May, which is the current month to date, 9th of May today, I've made 5 orders on the Shopify and £122 in sales. So why did this happen, and how did I go from £33,000 in sales to 99% down to £389 in just 1 month? And the answer is, I put a huge emphasis on an event, a holiday, seasonal event that was happening in the UK. And throughout January, February, March, I was all about this event, promoting it. I wasn't preparing for the future, and I was making basically no evergreen products for spring and summer. So as soon as that event ended, I essentially had nothing to promote on my page. I knew this was going to happen. It's completely my own fault. But this is the way I like to run this print-on-demand store. You know, it's not necessarily right, it's not necessarily wrong. I've had other print-on-demand stores that focus more on evergreen products, and they have consistent sales all year round. But for this store in particular, seasonal drops work really well. And the way I like to focus on this store, in particular on Shopify, is by really hammering and niching down on particular seasonal events and hitting them hard and making all your money in a couple of months. So running a business like this isn't for everybody. It's kind of how people who sell Christmas trees must feel. You know, I've made basically all of my money. I've got down here £70,000 turnover across Shopify and Etsy, which is about a £35,000 profit in 3 months. So in theory, I could make £0 for the rest of the year, target that seasonal event again the following year, and make good money for the year as a whole once it averages out. So to be honest, it is completely up to you if you're comfortable running a business like that. And I just wanted to make this video to show just how crazy seasonal spikes can be, and then the crazy downfall that follows once the seasonal spike has ended. So basically going forward, I want to put more of a focus on evergreen products and evergreen listings on this print-on-demand store. So I kind of have that on Etsy, but as I've said in previous videos, I'm quite lazy with Etsy, and I just copy and paste Shopify listings, put them on Etsy, do a bit of SEO, and just let them sell in the background. So as you can see, my Etsy is quite consistent, 750, 1400, 3,500, 1,000 and 500, but that's only in 9 days in May. So if we compare the Etsy from the 1st of April to the 31st of April, that did 48 orders and £1,060 in revenue, whereas on the flip side, on Shopify, we only did 24 orders, basically half of that. And that just shows the power of having evergreen listings on Etsy. So yeah, I guess basically me making this video and kind of the message that I wanted to get across is to highlight, first of all, the sheer amount of money you can make if you do properly target seasonal events, but then the huge crash that can come after if you don't properly plan ahead and have evergreen listings on your Shopify store, on your Etsy store. Now, there's not necessarily a right way or a wrong way to play this game. You know, some people might be perfectly happy if they can make £30,000 profit in the first 3 months of a year and then take the rest of the year off. But for me personally, I think it would be good to have a healthy mix of evergreen listings on my Etsy store that can keep selling passively in the background, so that when those seasonal crashes do come, my store is propped up by evergreen listings. Like I say, throughout January, February and March, I was hammering this big seasonal drop that I planned. So much so that it left me in the position in April where I kind of forgot about evergreen listings. April rolled around, I had nothing to promote on my TikTok, nothing to promote on my Instagram, and in turn, my sales reflected the lack of evergreen listings that I had created. But you know, it can be difficult when you're running a business and you're trying to focus on a million tasks at once. You know, like I say, I've been working on that big seasonal drop. I planned it, I did £70,000 in sales. I can't physically do everything in terms of marketing, designing, planning for the future. So yeah, maybe in the future I should also probably consider outsourcing some more work and kind of just getting more consistent sales in during those low periods when the seasonal events aren't happening. So while my print-on-demand store isn't necessarily dead, as I put in the title, it has certainly dropped off a cliff and is doing significantly less money than it has been doing in previous months. And yeah, I kind of just wanted to jump on here, make this video, like I say, in the name of transparency, let you know where I'm at with my print-on-demand stores, why the sales were so high and why they're so low. But I do have another drop planned in the summer, kind of the same kind of thing as I did January, February, March. It's a seasonal drop, so I'm hoping that picks my sales back up. And you know, it is kind of good making so much money in a short space of time on a seasonal drop, because it does give you that breathing room to focus on the next seasonal drop. And if you don't make a great deal of sales during that time period between the two seasons, it's okay, because you really hit the seasonal drop hard. And like I say, you've got that breathing room, you've got that money backed up, so you can take a step back from the business and prep for your next drop. But yeah, that's it really for this video. And like I say, the general message I wanted to get across is focus on seasonal drops, but put a healthy mix of evergreen listings into your print-on-demand stores.